Welcome to T. Lokes, Tucson's local business podcast. I'm your host, L. Connor McEverly, and in each episode, we embark on a journey to connect with the passionate minds behind the businesses and nonprofits that make our community thrive. Join me as I sit down with the owners, visionaries, and change makers who pour their hearts into shaping the local landscape. We explore the challenges, triumphs, and unique journeys that define Tucson's business community. From the corner coffee shop to the innovative startups and impactful nonprofits, T. Lokes is your window into the diverse stories that make our city special. Tune in and get ready to get connected. This is T. Lokes. Howdy, folks. Welcome to T. Lokes, your Tucson local business podcast. I'm your host, L. Connor McEverly, and here with me in the studio today is the founder of Southern Arizona Book Heroes, a nonprofit based in Tucson, Arizona, focused on providing books, toys, and art supplies to first responders in order to soothe children in crisis response scenarios. It is my pleasure to introduce to the podcast Certified Recognition Specialist and LULAC FBI Community Award winner, Jennifer Turner-Jones. Jennifer, it's so great to have you here today. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing really good. Really good.
Great. That's good to hear. So we're here today to talk about Southern Arizona Book Heroes. So if that's all right, can you talk to me a bit about the mission of Southern Arizona Book Heroes and what set you on this path?
Our mission with Southern Arizona Book Heroes is to provide first responders with books for children in a traumatic experience. So let's say there's a car accident and there's a child on the side of the road and they are just in a ball of tears. The officer is to take a book from the bag and take it to that child to distract them from the situation and possibly bring a smile to their face and just change the whole mood of the scene. What brought me to Southern Arizona Book Heroes was I personally was abused and taken away from my family and put into a shelter. And in that shelter was bookshelves just full of books. And I would find myself hiding, just reading a book. And it helped me become a better person because I wasn't so full of anger and everything due to the abuse and being taken away and all that. It definitely helped me change my mindset by reading.
Right. And so reading was, a great way to get invested in stories and kind of distract you. And were there any books that you felt like were, all right, we got a plane. I'm so fine-tuned to these things now. It's ridiculous.
I was really lost in the Babysitters Club and the Nancy Drew series. And two of my favorite books, even to this day, is The Giving Tree and Oh, the Places You Can Go. I have a whole entire area full of Oh, the Places You Can Go stuff.
Yeah, and I saw that on your website too. In the pictures you had on your website, you had that book nearby. Yeah. Nice.
It's just a constant reminder of who I was and where I become. And that book, I really think, sets that tone.
So when did you found this business and what was that process like?
So become a nonprofit, you have to go through the Arizona Commission Corporation and become a LLC and do some paperwork and everything like that. And to become a nonprofit, you have to go file even some more papers. And since I'm going to be small, we're going to be pretty small. The form that I did was pretty easy. It took me about 6 months to become a nonprofit. And now we're 4.5 years old. We will be 5 in February of next year. So here are just a few short months and it's been a journey. So
absolutely. And I have been, reading on some of your story and some of the story of your business as it's continued. And you just mentioned to me moments ago another great milestone. But I would love to ask, what was one of your first moments of achievement? One milestone where you just felt oh yeah, this is all coming together.
So I personally have never heard the results of a book. from any of the officers that we serve. And there's a day that I was driving to do a presentation, and I just so happened to have one of the bags full of books myself, and there was a car accident. So I pull over and I ask one of the officers to come here, and I asked him if he heard about Southern Arizona Book Heroes, and he had not. So I explained what we do, and he picked a book and he walked across the street to that child and gave it the book. And so just to witness it firsthand, the power of the book to this child was unexplainable. Like, I can't even tell you what it meant to witness it. I know growing up I was always lost in books and everything like that, and it may have been my saving grace, but just to witness it, I think it really, really showed me this is the why. This is why we do what we do with Southern Arizona Book Heroes.
Wow. And that's a great story. I mean, I feel like that takes a lot of courage, kind of moxie, to just walk right into this scenario and be like, hey, I know I can help. I don't have a lot of great words for it, but that's great.
It was powerful. It was very powerful to watch it all unfold.
And so I'm curious, when this happened, like, how far along were you in your business process, like when you got to see this?
It was probably about a year. It was quite a while. And do you want me to talk about the 2017?
Yeah, do it.
And with that, so the books and the bags and everything, people ask me all the time, like, how are you in so many departments? Because we're in 27 departments as of today. We delivered to Northwest Fire. And in all honesty, I look at them like, I don't know. And it's simply just word of mouth. One officer might be friends with a sheriff and a sheriff deputy, and then the sheriff deputy might be friends with a trooper. And so it's just been a domino effect. And like tomorrow, we're going to be delivering to our 28th department, and the point of contact is a retired Tucson Police Department officer. So he knows about the program, and he wants to bring it over to his new job. So it's insane. So 28 departments in 4 years. And
that's great. Congratulations.
I'm just like, what is this? Because when I first started, I was just really focused on Tucson Police, Oro Valley, Marana, Pima County Sheriff. Right. Never expected it to grow outside of the Tucson area.
And so what areas are you around in?
Woo-wee. We are in Maricopa. We're in Phoenix now. We are in Nogales, Santa Cruz County. We will be in Show Low probably next year. Well, it will be next year. Bisbee, Pinal County, Cochise County. We're all over. It's insane.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So people are like, you might have to change it to just Arizona Book Heroes. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that, because it is. Yeah. And it started here in Tucson, Southern Arizona Book,
Right.
And so, but to know that we are all over the state, it's something to just sit back and be like, wow,
yeah,
this really is powerful.
Yeah, it's powerful. It's a huge achievement. And I think, that's so powerful to know that a lot of this is word of mouth. You have people talking to each other, and these officers, these officials on the spot. I mean, they can see the effects of bringing those resources to the kids. And I'm sure that it really only cascades. Right? Like that's how this has been growing, right? People see
it's definitely
that it
a domino effect.
Yeah.
Definitely.
God, that's so exciting. Congratulations again. That's really amazing.
Thank you.
So I wanted to dig into something a little bit, because I was doing a little bit of research about Southern Arizona Book Heroes, and I came across a presentation that I think you did for the Rotary Club a long time ago, where you talk about ACEs.
Okay.
And I'm curious, For the listener, can you define what an ACE is?
So ACEs is adverse childhood experience. And what it has to do with is, like, for me personally, one of my ACEs is child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And for some people, it might be watching a family death, or it could be verbal abuse or drugs or something like that, and how that can affect a child as they grow older. So the more negative experiences that you have as a child, mm-hmm. ACEs, then you as an adult might become bulimic, or you might become suicidal because of the experiences that you had growing up. Mm-hmm. Or you might become a drug addict or an alcoholic because that's what you grew up with. That's what you saw. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't necessarily have to be directly to you. Like, you don't have to be an alcoholic as a child, but since it's something that you witnessed and something that was really strong in your childhood, right, it could become something to where you become an alcoholic or something. So right, it's really just how everything negativity reacts to you as a child and how you get through it as an adult.
Right. Wow.
So, like, a personal story of mine is, so yes, I was abused. I was mm-hmm. taken away. I was even suicidal. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't know that. And here I am sitting in front of you for some odd reason sharing it. I don't know why. But it's all stemmed from the abuse that I grew up in and what I saw and everything like that. Right. And I just didn't want to see it anymore. And so I wanted to take care of it, but somebody had higher expectations for me. And so now here I am sitting in front of you, able to talk to you about Southern Arizona Book Heroes and adverse childhood experiences and everything like that, and share it.
Right. Well, I mean, thank you so much for sharing with me. I mean, that in itself, your story, if you don't mind me saying, is a story of perseverance, and overcoming challenges, overcoming adversity. And I think really, taking pain, that you have experienced and try to alleviate some of this pain from reaching other children in these really critical moments. And that is a very powerful story. That's a very powerful mission.
Thank you.
And considering this path that has led you here, and all of your achievements, it sounds like you're doing fantastic, and that's what we love to hear.
Yes.
So looking at where you are now, you're about to get your 28th department in on it. What are some other goals that you are striving for right now for your business?
So our main goal for the upcoming year is to get into a warehouse. And so that way we're not in like 15 different places.
Right.
So like right now my house is a nonprofit house. It has boxes everywhere. And we even have a rental place that we use, and it is overflowing. So our 2024 goal is to be in a warehouse by the end of the year.
Fantastic.
So hopefully next year at this time, we'll be in a warehouse.
We'll be recording from your warehouse.
Yes.
That's great. That's a great goal. So you're clearly very active in our community, and I know that you hold some fundraising events and some galas. Do you have any events coming up soon in the February time?
So the end of January.
Okay.
January 27th, we are doing a night with the Tucson Roadrunners, and it's Harry Potter night, and they will be doing a book drive. So if you come to the game, make sure you bring a book. Yeah. And in March, we will be celebrating our 5-year anniversary at the Gaslight Theater on March 3rd at the 3:00 show.
That is so exciting. Yeah, congratulations. And I will, for the listeners, I will put links to these events in the episode notes. So get into those episode notes, click those links, and get your tickets. And on that note, I know that we have plenty of listeners out here who want to help. What can people do to support Southern Arizona Book Heroes?
So monetary-wise, you can go to our website, southernarizonabookheroes.org, and click the donate button. Or businesses can do book drives, collect books for us. They can volunteer at various events that we hold that are mainly on Facebook, and just help spread the word. Just help spread the word.
Absolutely. And it costs no money to just share with a friend.
Exactly.
And to talk about it. All right. Well, I think, Jennifer, that's the time that we have today. Thank you so much for making the time to come and tell me a little bit about your story, more about Southern Arizona Book Heroes, the great work you do, where you are, where you want to go, and how you help the people.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Take care, everyone. Have a good one.
And that's a wrap for another episode of T. Lokes, your go-to podcast for uncovering the untold stories of Tucson's local businesses and nonprofits. A big thank you to our incredible listeners for joining us on this journey of connection and discovery. I want to express my deepest gratitude for our guest today, Jennifer Turner Jones with AZ Book Heroes. Thank you for sharing your story, and thank you for the work you do. Show them some love, and check out their links in the episode notes. A huge thank you to Louis Sanders at Soundhouse Publishing for making our unforgettable podcast theme music. If you enjoyed today's episode and want to stay connected with Tucson's vibrant business scene, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback is invaluable, and it helps us continue bringing you engaging conversations. As we wrap up, remember that T. Lokes isn't just a podcast, it's a community. Let's keep the conversation going on social media. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or our Discord channel and share your thoughts, suggestions, or even recommend a local business or nonprofit you'd like to see featured on the show. Thank you once again for being a part of the T. Lokes community. Until next time, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep supporting the heartbeat of Tucson. Toodaloo.